there is no dieting, so you don't restrict yourself into some kind of diet, weighing your calories, or you should eat this food and should not eat that kind of food. How intuitive eating helps me to stay slim. Hi everyone, I'm Diane and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. Thank you for all of you who has been subscribed, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe if you like this kind of content. So I'm gonna share today about intuitive eating and how it affects my life and my weight in general, how I stay the same weight even though I have 3 kids already. Well, many of my friends ask me how I stay slim and more or less the same weight before I have kids. What kind of secret I have? Honestly, often I don't know what to tell them because I don't have some secrets. I eat whatever I want to, and I stop eating when I'm full, as simple as that. But a year ago, I stumbled across an article about intuitive eating, and that's how I realized that actually I've been practicing intuitive eating my whole life without I'm realizing it. And how actually it's become my practice is I would say it's kind of a long journey from my teenager until my adulthood. And before we go to basic principle of intuitive eating, I want to share with you about this experience in the way that I'm not nutritionist or dietitian, so I just share my experience with this, okay? And maybe some of you also wondering, what is intuitive eating? Well, intuitive eating basically a kind of eating habits that promotes a good and healthy relationship with food, as well as a healthy body image. So a basic principle, basically, there is no dieting, so you don't restrict yourself into some kind of diet, weighing your calories, or you should eat this food and should not eat that kind of food. There is no diet. You follow your hunger and basically your body clues. You follow your body clues in a way that your body will tell you when you're hungry and when you should stop eating. In general, if you're a healthy person, you can apply intuitive eating, and probably you should consult with your dietitian or nutritionist if you are have some kind of disease, because in general intuitive eating apply for unhealthy person, because normally unhealthy person, they also generate fluctuations in their hormonal cycles, you know. So, and I believe that our hormone tells us what we need to eat, how much we eat. Some days we eat more, another days we eat less. And another principle on the intuitive eating is also good relationship with food. This is very important because if you have a bad relationship with food, it's normally resulting in binge eating, as well as you have kind of hate relationship with food. You obsess over food, and at the same time, after you eat too much, you feel guilty about it, and after that you do strict a diet, and then the next day and then you eat more and resulting in a gain weight, and sort of like, I love food but I hate it. I love food but I hate it. And that's the basically the principle in intuitive eating. You should have a good relationship with food. Food is your friend. Food is your medicine. Food is food. You know, it's not something to run to. All right, that's basically another principle. And the fourth is principle of intuitive eating is that it's basically accepting your body as it is. It's not like I'm gonna change my body type into somebody else's body type, you know. And so basically because accepting is the key of happiness, in the way that when you accept your body, then you have a good relationship with food. So it's very connected with the third point that I mentioned before, the good relationship with food, with also good accepting with your body. So I want to also share with you, it's not as this process of intuitive eating I embrace actually, or I have been practicing since basically maybe around when I was a young adult, around 24, 25. After years and years battling with many kind of dieting habits that no result whatsoever and make me always hungry and obsessed about food. And also I was at that time hating my body. Basically it's back then when I was teenager and until early 20s. Basically I always been have a struggle and battle with my body image, because as a teenager I grew in a society that embrace or adore type of like Kate Moss kind of body type, straight line, slim, no hips. I grew up in a late 80s and 90s. This kind of Kate Moss was in trend, and I felt like I was fat. In fact, actually people told me I was fat. I wasn't fat. I never been fat, but that's in my head. I felt fat, and I felt my thighs and my hips was humongous, and it's always embarrassing me, and I felt like I have to control. That's why I have to control my eating and my diet, because I want to be slim, to be like Kate Moss, to be I want to be slender, slim and tall, and it was just exhausting, I remember. And while after years and years battling with dieting and resulting in the opposite, then I learned something after I accept my body. So I remember the feeling when I was young. It was when I was teenager, when I tried to control my food or my food intake, and then I have certain diets. Often after that I gain weight. It's simply because I have a revenge. I binge eating because I've been restrict myself, especially with some kind of food that high calorie and with oil and whatnot, and restrict myself, and I resulting myself into eating it more, like binge eating, and put a little bit more weight after that. So I know myself very well. When I restrict myself, I'm not allowed to get it. My mind tells me the opposite. Go get it, obsess about it. That was horrible. And it was until my early adulthood or young adult. Then I started, over time, I start to accept my body. I accept that I will never be like a Kate Moss. I will never be slender, slim, tall, and whatever. My body is an hourglass type, so my hips is gonna be a little bit bigger than, and it is what it is. And actually, I love it as it is, and accept it. And since then, it's the magic happened. I didn't obsess over food anymore. I mean, the food is lying around there, and I have free mind. You can eat it if you're hungry. Go get it. But I eat it. I mean, in front of me. I eat the food in front of me when I'm hungry, and then finish. And I finish it when I'm full. So I don't eat until I'm very full. I feel unwell. No, I eat what my body needs. So this is why intuitive eating is basically perfect for me, because my kind of personality is like that, and I know myself very well. If I got restricted into something, my tendency is even obsessed over it. It's same like, so my relationship with food is getting much better. And I remember when I was younger, I used to run to food when I was bored. So oftentimes when I was bored or when I was, sad, emotional eating a little bit, but most of them because I was bored. And every time I was bored, I cannot wait to open my fridge and I just eat whatever I want to, but at the same time, I felt bad about it, I felt guilty. And now it's the opposite. After I do and practice intuitive eating, basically, the fridge is there, the food is there. I have many kind of food because I have 3 kids, but when I'm bored, I don't obsess, I don't go to, wow, food is not my main thing, I don't think about food even when I'm bored. It's food is food, So this is something that maybe you would interested to try if you haven't tried intuitive eating. Remember that maybe you should consult to dietitian or nutritionist, especially if you have some kind of disease. Basically, if you are a healthy person, your body will tell you intuitively, just like what it tech says, intuitive eating. You do eat intuitively, following your body clues when it's hungry, when it's need to eat, how much you eat, how maybe you eat less one day. Like for example, I following my craves sometimes. I do have craves some certain periods of time. For example, when I have my PMS period, I felt suddenly out of the blue, I want a chocolate or something sweet. And this is very rare because I'm not really sweet tooth and I don't really like chocolate. But suddenly once a month or maybe like it's very rare. It's not even once a month. Suddenly I have a crave. And then I just buy a chocolate, like what my body wants to eat. I eat it. But normally, what is surprising, I don't eat the whole bar package of chocolate that I bought. I eat only 1 or 2 bars and I feel enough. And I feel like, this is enough. It's actually not as great as what I thought. It's basically this tell you, the body tells you. So this what my body tells me when I need that kind of maybe sugar intake because of my period will start. And I just realized that maybe my period will start, and it is. So this is basically the guideline of intuitive eating. And if any one of you want to share your experience about intuitive eating, please tell me in the comments below. Or maybe you want to ask me about how I practice day by day intuitive eating. I would like to share with you, and please like or share if you like this kind of content, so I know, so I can make it more in the future. And thank you very much for watching, and hope you get some good information, and hope it's useful for you.